Greetings, everybody. This is Mystical Ariel here to shake the matrix, expand our minds, and make us all think. How are you guys all doing this grand morning? We're gonna get the collective together here today. So, by the way, if you are new here, I am Ariel Hooper, known as Mystical Ariel on here. I'm the author of the Awaken series. I am one who has actually got sent to hospice, paid for their own funeral, and went to the other side and returned to speak some truth. We are in a very pinnacle season. And so this message here specifically is for those that have been going through the shadows, the hard work, the awakening to the truth of our existence. I was sitting there last night. We had quite a situation even last night. We had someone who was on their way out here, and their rig literally caught on fire and they lost absolutely everything. And so we came here and got a community together, and people are already starting to reach out and help this young man get his life together. So if you are watching this, please make sure you subscribe and like and share this to anyone. And if you do feel led to help, we got a couple of people right now here that have literally lost absolutely everything they've got, and they are starting completely over. And we are hoping that, right now we were able to get them tents to stay in and stuff. So we're hoping that together as a community where we're at, that we can continue to be able to bring in what they need for their survival as we are all entering winter, but also this pinnacle season. It's kind of interesting though, I will say. I was teaching about how the gathering people would be coming to you. It's happening and in ways that we can't imagine. So we're getting to be community, and we're going to continue to do that. We are also going to be setting up out in the desert some healing and trauma retreats. So keep your eyes peeled for that. We're just getting the dates situated right now, and then we're going to post them out and get it all out there for everybody. So, and if you haven't gotten our Awaken series, any of the books yet, make sure you go on to Amazon or Kindle and check them out. But here we are, guys. Grand risings and welcome and good morning. So the season we have entered, we stand at a threshold. Those of us who have walked through the fire, we've been going through it our whole lives. We've faced the mirror and we've seen beyond the illusion. We've seen what the truth, and this is not, this is a fallen mindset, a false illusion, a false simulation, a prison system. We are being called to withdraw from it. Yeah, not to hide though, not to abandon, but to hold space, to be the ones that walk exactly as we are supposed to, as if we've already shifted, because we have. See, everything that is created before us has to do with getting into the observer effect, just like quantum physics and science tells us. That every system, it requires, periods of rest as well. And for regeneration, and nature shows us this is in cycles of winter when the earth appears dormant. It is actually gathering strength for the renewal. And we are in this season. We are in it to come. There's a renewal that we are hitting. You see the trees withdraw their energy into their roots even in winter. The bear enters the cave, and the seed lies quiet in the dark soil, preparing for its emergence. See, you are entering your winter, and many of you are digging in deep, but it's also a time of peace and restoration. Your sacred withdrawal. We are dust in the wind. Remember that. Even the Tao Te Ching teaches that Tao is like the bellows, empty yet inexhaustible. The more it is used, the more it produces. And when we cease striving, cease performing, and we cease trying to prove ourselves, we become like dust in the wind. We flow where we are needed. We settle where we are meant to be, and we rise again when called. Even quantum physics reveals that the observer affects reality. So what's our reality? You know, it's simply by observing it. So what are we observing? I mean, you do not need to force things or to push or to perform. We've been taught to do these things, to be liked by others, to look for their acceptance. You're already accepted. You know, your mere presence is already accepted. Your consciousness holding a higher frequency. Do you even understand what you're doing and why the world would have even handed you so much to handle? You shift fields around you. You're a threat just breathing. Whenever I'm driving by myself to help pass the time, I always do. Whatever, dude. Your comment's not going to be accepted here. You're definitely on the wrong channel, and I encourage you to go find what you're looking for. So, this is a place for people to gain wisdom. But good try. Your mere presence, your consciousness, we got to remember that we're holding higher frequencies, and there would be an example of the lack of higher frequencies. So we like to shift fields around us. Let me, for instance, tell you a little thing about the ancient Lakota wisdom. It speaks of the Minako Ayesin. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but what it means is all my relations. You are not separate from the wind, the earth, the cosmos. And when you move as dust in the wind, you move as the universe itself. So now you're not fighting against it, dudes. Do you understand what comes with that? You're not here to please. Yet the world taught us we were. The agnostic's gospel, of Thomas, it recorded Yeshua saying that if you bring forth what is within you, what you have will save you. And if you do not have that within you, what you do not have within you will kill you. And this is the truth. The need to please others is the death of authentic self. And this world has been forever trying to stab out that authentic self. So then we got fight and flight nonstop happening. And people can't just be. They want to run because they can't find the space to just be. You know, neuroscience shows us that people pleasing behavior stems from trauma. It's a response in the amygdala, it's the fear center of the brain. And when we operate from fear of rejection, when we activate ancient survival patterns, you are no longer in survival mode. See, you are in sovereign mode. The mystic Rumi wrote, "Why do you stay in a prison when the door is so wide open?" See, we put ourselves in these prisons by the things that happen around us. The prison of performance, of seeking validation, of molding yourself to fit. We're not meant to fit. We don't even meant to fit anyone's expectations either. See, the door has always been open, but we've been too busy defending ourselves that we can't even see it's open. You simply just needed to remember you could walk through it. See, we're here to shift rooms. When Yeshua walked into the temple, he didn't argue, he didn't debate, he didn't speak, he didn't seek approval. I know religions turn this dude into something else, but the truth is, he came to show the truth that we are one. He shifted spaces by his walking. The money changers fled because of violence, but because of the frequency he carried, not because he did something to them. See, the study of visible sound vibrations, you all hold high vibrations. And these studies also show us that frequencies literally recognize matter. And when you enter a room holding the frequencies of love, of truth, of divine presence, you reorganize that room. The molecules, the structure of that space completely shifts. Indigenous species across cultures speak of the rainbow warrior, the bridge people, those who would come in the time of great chaos, of the return to the fifth world. The Maya spoke of the shift in consciousness. The Aboriginal dream time keepers knew of this transition. You are these ones that hold these spaces. And you don't just shift rooms by doing, you shift rooms by being. You know, religious texts talk about archangels and guardians holding the frequencies. And the word archangel means chief messenger. You're a messenger of a forgotten truth, all of you. The essence, the mystical Jewish sect understood that certain souls incarnate specifically to hold light during specific times. During specific times of what we call the nights of the dark soul, which you have already passed. The Dead Sea Scrolls speak of the sons of light and daughters of light who would stand against the forces of chaos. And this world has been built on chaos for way too long. The biofield science now measure what mystics have always known, and the human heart generates an electromagnetic field that extends up to 15 feet beyond the body. And when you hold a coherent heart frequency, when you vibrate at the frequency of love, you literally create a field of healing around you. And it's massive. And this shakes the system. And that is why you have since day one gone through nothing but hardship. Well, that season is over. We are entering a season where we hold the light. And we always have, but now we know it. In the ancient Vedic texts speak of the Bodhisattva vow. It's those who choose to return to the cycles of the incarnation, not for themselves, but for the help of others to awaken. You have taken this vow. Whether you remember it or not, we all sat there one day, many, 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 many lives ago. And we decided to hold space for the broken ones. Your role now is not to fix, not to save, not to force awakening upon those who are asleep. It's too late. Your role is to hold space to maintain frequencies so stable, so grounded, so filled with love that others can heal in your presence without you doing anything at all. The polyvagal theory in neuroscience reveals that the nervous system co-regulates when one person's nervous system is in a state of safety and calm. It signals safety to others' nervous systems. And this is a biological measurement science and profound on the same time. The wounded ones, the broken ones, the ones still trapped in trauma, they need your presence more than your voice, more than your words. They need the fields you carry more than your advice. Like a tuning fork that causes others' forks to resonate at the same frequencies. See, your coherent state invites others into coherence. And this is not arrogance, this is service. We do not judge, we do not point fingers. The Hermetic principles teaches us as above, so below, as within, so without. When you judge another, you judge an aspect of yourself. And when you point a finger, three fingers are pointing back. Mirror neurons in the brain literally fire when we observe another's actions, as if we were performing those actions ourselves. You know, like we got to wake up. I mean, neuroscience even confirms like what mystics have known forever. We are interconnected at a neural level. The Buddhist teaching of Indra's net describes the universe as an infinite web of jewels, each reflecting all others. What you see of another is you. You cannot diminish one jewel without diminishing the whole. You cannot delete, you cannot elevate one without lifting another or elevating everything. Even Yeshua and so judge not, lest ye be judged. Not as punishment, but as natural law. The frequencies you emit return to you. So go ahead, dish out your negative words. Go troll people's channels. Go do all those things, because guess what? You're not even touching them. You are totally beating on your own self, trying to make yourself feel better. How's that working? You simply see those who waken, they simply see more clearly. It's quantum physics, quantum entanglement proves that particles, once connected, remain connected across any distance. You are entangled with all of creation. Your awakening is not separate from the collective awakening. It is a thread in the same tapestry. Even the Native Americans' concept of the seventh generation teaches us 7 generations forward, you hold space not for your glory, but for those who will come after. See, we see the I am, we see the reflection, and every face you encounter is a face of the divine wearing a different mask. Every soul you meet is the same consciousness experiencing itself from a different perspective. The Upanishads declares Tat Tavam Asi, thou art that. When you look at another, you are looking at yourself. When you serve another, you are serving yourself. And when you love another, you are loving yourself. This is not a metaphor. This is quantum reality. The double slit experiment proves that the observer and the observed are not separate. They are co creating reality together. You are both the mirror and the reflection. We are love and we hold this ground. You know, the ancient Egyptians' concept of Ma'at, cosmic order, truth, balance, was represented by a feather. This is a feather, not a sword, not a shield, a fucking feather. Because a sword, you know, we don't shed blood and it's not strong enough. Because truth is light, love is light, and light dissolves darkness not through force but through presence. See, the Heart Math Institute research shows that heart coherence, the state of love, compassion, and inner peace, synchronizes brain waves, regulates the nervous system, and creates measurable fields of healing energy. St. Francis of Assisi prayed, Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me be love. This is not weakness. This is the greatest strength you can ever have. You understand that? We are warriors unlike this world has ever seen. They're used to seeing warriors with weapons of mass destruction. All we do is speak truth, and the room shakes. Hey, Jonas. Spiritually powerful chosen ones of light bring others to the light as a beacon of light. But why do I feel so broken? How do I heal my own pain from being hurt so much? Why so many? We got to look in the mirror, brother. We got to remember one thing. We created this moment. We knew that if we were to have lived any other way, that we would not awaken. We knew that this suffering and this pain was so minimal, and we knew what the end result was. We knew what we were entering. We knew we would forget, but we knew. We trusted our strength to stand through it all. And now we remember anything spoken, anything done is nothing more than their own stuff. And we are not to receive it. We are to draw a line and say, no, you may not cross. You may not throw those words at me. I do not receive what you're saying. Because once we gaze into that mirror and we know the truth of our original designs, the I am in us, we know nothing can come near our tents. See, the Bhagavad Gita. I'm sorry, dude. Good thing you passed on, because I cannot say your name. Unlike everybody else who makes up another name for some external God, somehow can you say the breath of life, Yahweh or Yahshua, or any of those things. I am one who really can't say your name, bro. But you're not a God, and neither are any of those other things. Because we are it. Well, I guess you are a God, but you passed on and you're here with me. So, anyways, I'm sorry for messing up your name. But anyway, funny red trail. But what he teaches is the warrior of Arjuna, who must fight not with hatred, but with detached duty, knowing the soul cannot be destroyed. You are spiritual warriors, but your weapon is consciousness itself. The double slit experiment in quantum physics demonstrates that observer collapses the wave of function. Huh. Look at that power, bro. Create. Consciousness determines reality. Your focus, awareness is more powerful than any weapon humanity has created. That's the scariest thing in the world to this system. Who is one who truly sees, I am. The prophecy of peaceful warrior appears across cultures. The Tibetan Shambhala warriors, the Knights of the Templar, the Round Table, who sought gnosis, the Samaria, who practiced Zen, all understood that true mastery comes from inner stillness, not outer violence. And when you walk into a room, weapons fall. And trust me, I know. I've had many guns in this face, and here I am telling you about it, and not a single weapon in mine. True mastery comes from inner stillness, not outer violence, not your mouth attacking and whipping. When you walk into a room, you're it. Not only do weapons fall because you carry the frequency that makes violence impossible to sustain, not through force, but through the magnetic pull of a higher vibration. We walk without the need of validation. The Nag Hammadi texts, hidden for 16 100 years reveals that Yeshua's teaching, the kingdom is inside you, not outside of you. When you know yourself, then you will know self actualization. Research from psychology shows that those who achieve highest levels of consciousness share one trait. They stopped seeking external validation. Abraham Maslow called it the self transcendence, the moving beyond the ego's need for approval. You do not need acceptance because you already are the I am. You are not seeking to become, you are already. Remembering what you have always been. We are not missing anything. The, the Apasans declare, Tatvan Asi, thou art that, and you are not separate from the divine. You are not lacking. You are the whole, experiencing itself as an individual. Your string theory and holographic principles, physics suggests that every part contains the whole, and you are not a fragment seeking competition or completion. You're the entire universe, localized in a single point of awareness. The Sufi poet Hafiz wrote, I wish I could show you when you are lonely or in darkness, the astonishing light of your own being. You are not missing anything. You never were. We hold the Earth's heartbeat. The Schumann resonance discovered by, by physics, Winfried Otto Schumann, is the electromagnetic frequency of the Earth itself, pulsing, and it's at 7.3 or 7.83 hertz, I believe it is. And this is also the frequency of deep meditation, of theta brainwaves, of healing states. And when you meditate, when you ground, and when you connect to the earth, you synchronize with the planetary heartbeat. You understand? And when enough of us synchronize together, you stabilize the entire grid. So I'm sorry we went through hell. I'm sorry that it has caused pain. But it is time to push into it, to gaze into it, to understand the truth of it, and to stand. Even indigenous wisdom keepers have always known this. The battle of spiritual forces, the battle of principality. There you go. The Aboriginal, you know, song lines, the Native American sacred sites, the ley lands of ancient Europe, these are energy grids. The human consciousness interacts with them. And you are not just living on Earth, you are holding Earth's frequencies, stabling during a time of great transition. And we see the place of creation, ground zero. The Kabbalistic concept of Ein Sof, the infinite, the place before creation, is not separate from you. You access it. In the stillness, in the void, in the space between thoughts. Neuroscience even shows that in deep meditation, the default mode network, the part of the brain that maintains ego identity, quiets. In that silence, you touch the creative source itself. The Aboriginal Australians speak of the dream time, the eternal now where past, present, and future exists. Simultaneously, you are learning to operate from that place, from ground zero, where all possibilities exist. This is the place of pure potential, the field of infinite possibilities, the void from which all creation emerges. And we do not engage in gossip. Gossip is the language of separation. It reinforces the illusion of that we are divided and that someone can be other than that judgment creates safety. What the fuck? Even in scriptures, Proverbs 18:21 states, death and life are the power of the tongue. Every word carries a frequency. Every thought carries a frequency. Gossip carries the frequencies of division, of fear, of smallness. Are you that small that you got to go and do that? And when you refuse to engage in gossip, you refuse to participate in the old paradigm. You're like that to it. You withdraw your energy from the matrix of separation. And Buddha taught right speech as part of the Eightfold Path. It is true, it is kind, it is necessary. If words do not meet all three criteria, they are not worthy to even be uttered. We do not perform. For too long, we have been conditioned to perform, to prove our worth, to earn love, to justify our existence. Gotta go seek God, gotta go find your partner. Blah, blah, blah. The ego thrives on performance, on applause of others, on external validation. But you are done with that stage. Authenticity research in psychology shows that the most fulfilled individuals are those who have stopped performing and started simply being. Even Brené Brown, her work on vulnerability demonstrates that true connection comes not from perfection, but from authenticity. You are not here to entertain. You are not here to convince. You are not here to prove anything to anyone. You are here to be. And the call for this season, is withdraw from chaos that does not serve your frequencies. Hold space for those still healing. Be dust in the wind, flowing where needed. Release the need to perform, to please, to prove. Remember, you are the I am. See all things as a reflection of the same divine source and hold the ground with the frequencies of love. Stand as guardians of the shift and refuse to engage in gossip, refuse to engage in judgment, refuse to engage in division, and maintain your connections to this earth's heartbeat. Access ground zero, the place of infinite creation. You are not alone, you never were, and the ancient ones walked with you. And the present moment is where you hold the line, not with force, not with anger, not with judgment, but with presence, with love, with the unwavering knowing of who and what you are. You are the light of the darkness. You are light in that darkness. You are the stillness in the storm. You are the I am. Do I believe in Argatha? I am. I don't identify myself into any belief system. You are the light in the darkness. And this season, to hold this space, be still and know that I am God. The stillness is not emptiness. It is the fullness of all creation, waiting to be born through you. Psalm 46:10 says, be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that you are I am. Make sure you do one thing towards your dreams every single day. Make sure you recognize that you are valuable and that you matter. You're all unique puzzle pieces, a part of the ultimate puzzle of cosmos. Put your earplugs in and stop listening to the chaos. That's right. Jonas, that's right. All power of life and death is in the tongue. Don't use it to destroy others, but rather to speak life into others, to heal and to cure them from the damage and hurt that was done to them and others. Work on ourselves. Focus on ourselves. You will not judge when you do that because you recognize that what I see in another is only in myself. Watch what your words are. They're powerful. Those of you who want to continue with that, that's your choice. Peace and love. Make sure you always do one thing towards your dreams every single day and brings you one step closer. Make sure you recognize you're valuable and you matter and you're all unique puzzle pieces, a part of the ultimate puzzle of the cosmos. Hang in there. Peace and love. See you guys next time.